So yesterday we discussed on introduction to database, managing database, data types. So what are the DDL commands, data definition language command, data manipulation language commands. So DDL means create, alter, drop. So DML means insert, update, delete. Okay, and what are the precautions we need to take whenever we are going to execute, insert, update and delete. So all those things we have seen. So, and what is the difference between delete and truncate? So that difference also we have seen. So delete and truncate difference is, in delete command we can use where condition, and coming to truncate command we can't use where condition. Okay, and serial number, once we if you use truncate command to delete the total number of records, serial number starts with 1. Okay, once if you use delete command to delete the total number of records in a table, I mean without where condition, it will delete total number of records, all number of records. Okay, so in that case serial number starts with, depends upon the previous serial number. Okay, suppose if you have 5 records in a table, if you delete total all number of records, then that serial number starts from 6. Okay, so now we will see what are the constraints available in MySQL. So these are the constraints available in MySQL: not null, default, check, unique key, primary key, foreign key. Okay, these are the constraints. So we will see one by one. First one is not null. So not null means a column may contain only one not null constraint, which specifies a rule that the column must not contain any null value. That means if a column will have not null constraints, that means it must not contain any null value. Okay, so let me do with the example. I'm going to create one table, create table sample 1, or not sample, employee, MP number, integer. Okay, we will create the table in tool approach. Create table. So here we need to give table name employee, here column name EMP number, and this is the data type. So here primary key not null. So initially I am not giving any constraints. Here ename varchar 45. So apply. Here script will be generated automatically, and click on apply button. So employee table is created. Okay, now insert on dummy records like employee, column name EMP number, ename. It is showing a statement is incomplete. Values. Here I can insert values into 2 columns, and I can insert the values in single column also. I mean, I don't want to insert the values into ename column, so that 1, 2, 3 I'm going to insert. No database is selected. So use D4 So here I am not considering ename. So two column names, employee number, employee name. So I am not considering ename. So I am considering only EMP number. So one record has been inserted. See this, null will be inserted into ename column. Okay, but I can also give the condition that this employee name should not contain any null. Okay, so how can I give that condition? See this, NN, that means not null. So if I click on this NN, then it will not allow null values. At the time of inserting the values, it will throw error. Okay, so now you will get error. Why? Because already ename has null values, so you can't put this condition. Okay, that's why go to this and delete, truncate the existing record. Now go to this, click on apply. Now it will allow. Why? Because there is no records. Now if you trying to insert, see this, what will happen? Field ename does not have a default value. Okay, so ename does not have a default value. It is throwing this kind of exception. Okay, so it is mandatory to give ename value, then only it will allow to insert. So this is about not null constraint. Okay, so did you understand not null constraint? How to give not null constraint? Okay, next one, default. So default means it allows a default value for a column, like status. I am going to take status column. It is tiny int. Here, see this default / expression is there. So 1. Okay, that means if you don't consider this status column in insert query, then it will automatically insert 1 into the table. Okay, see this, but for existing records it will not insert into 1. See this. Okay, it is taking. Okay, -1 2 3 4 1. So if you want to give status, so 1, not 1. If you want to give any number like 3, like 3, see this. If you consider this status column, then it will take that value. Suppose if you are not considering this status column, then it will take 1. Why? Because for this status column the default value is 1. See this. So here for inserting these values, I am not considering this status column in insert query. So this is about default. Next one is check. Check means check constraints to ensure that values stored in a column or group of columns that satisfies a expression. I mean, for example, I'm going to create one column int. Okay, not in tool approach. Delete. Okay, alter employee, alter table employee, add column salary integer and alter table employee, add constraint emp underscore check is check of salary that should be greater than 1000. So this is the expression. That means one column is there in a table. So if we want to insert one record, here this check constraint will check that salary value whether it has been greater than 1000 or not. Okay, if you want to enter 500, it will not allow. So that type of constraint we can give by using check. So salary of 500. See this check constraint emp check. Emp check means this is the constraint name. Okay, so this constraint name, this constraint will not allow this record to be inserted. Okay, so if you give 5000, not 5000, 1001 I am giving, then see one record will be inserted. See this. So this is 10,001, not 10,000. See this 1001. Okay, if you want to try, if you want to insert 1000 equal to 1000, see this, I am going to insert 1000. See this greater than 1000. If I put greater than or equal to 1000, then it will allow. Okay, so this is about check constraint. Next one is, there it is, unique key. Unique key means the values in a column must be unique and it can allow null values. Okay, so values in a column must be unique. So here if you observe this employee table 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 5, so these are duplicate values, so it is repeating for 3 times. So if you don't want to be repeated, employee number is repeated for twice or more than twice, then you need to put one condition, that is unique key. Okay, so how to put the condition? So but if you want to put the unique key condition on employee number, so employee number should not have duplicate values. So that first of all, you need to delete these duplicate values. Then only you can able to create unique key on existing table. Okay. So employee table deletion for deleting the data, and go to this design. So I want employee number should be unique. So not this, unique index. Okay. So click on apply button. Now you can insert. Okay, check constraint. Okay. Now if we want to insert again same the records, then it will not allow. See this duplicate entry 1235 for key employee number unique. Why? Because here EMP number is having unique key, so you are not supposed to insert 1235 again and again. Okay, so if you change this employee number, then it will allow. Okay, so that is unique key. So here I have deleted this column. I mean, I am not considering this employee number column. Then also it is allowing to insert it. That means unique key allows null values. Remember this point. Unique key allows null values. Okay. So coming to the primary key also allows, primary key does not allows null values, but it satisfies the unique key condition. Except allowing the null values, it is same. Okay. So let me check. So unique key allows null values, primary key does not allows null values. I am going to put this one in the employee name is primary key. See this error. Why? Because RAM2 is coming more than one time. Okay. Delete. So no records in employee table, and click on employee button. This time it will allows. So one record has been inserted. If you want to insert one more record, it will throw error. So see this employee.primary. That means RAM2 that belongs to which column? ename column. So it has primary key, so that you are not supposed to insert RAM2 again and again. And check this. I am not considering ename column. Then observe this. Again, see this. Field ename does not have a default value. That means there is no value assigned for ename. Why? Because this type of message is throwing means ename is having primary key, so it must accept value. Okay, so that's why it is throwing exception. So that is about primary key. Next one is foreign key. Foreign key means it is a column or group of columns in a table that links to a column or group of column in another table. That means before going to discuss about this foreign key, I need to discuss about the two tables like parent and child table. So department, this is parent table, EMP, that means this is child table. Okay. Select start from EMP department. So you can have this script in Google. Okay, this is sample script which is available in Google. So for practicing different types of examples, you must have this script. Here department number, this is first data set is DEPT table. So in this department table, we are having 4 department numbers 10, 20, 30, 40 and corresponding department names and location. And here employee table, employee number, employee name, job, manager, hire date, salary, commission, department number. So observe this, in these two tables, which one is the column name, common column name? Here DEPT number is the common column for department and employee. That means DEPT number is available in department table as well as employee table. Okay, so we can make it as DEPT number as a primary key and we can use DEPT number as a foreign key. Okay, so parent table, here DEPT table, we call it as parent table, and EMP, employee table, we call it as child table. Okay, so if we want to make a primary key and foreign key relationship between these two tables, first of all we have to observe, so which one is common column? So DEPT number is the common column. So in parent table we make it as DEPT number as primary key and we make it as DEPT number in child table as foreign key. Okay, so how to make primary key and foreign key? So go to EMP table, design, EMP number, make primary key and apply, and go to this, not this, this is not, oh shit. So go to the parent table first, DEPT table, and make it as primary key. Okay, now go to this DEPT table only, and foreign key name DEPT number underscore EMP table. That means reference table means, so here you need to select EMP table. Okay, look at this table name DEPT table. In DEPT table only we are doing all those things. Okay, so this is DEPT table column names, DEPT number, D name, location. So select, and this one here we have mentioned EMP table in reference table. Okay, so here you can select which column is associated with this department number. Okay, so DEPT number. Okay, so create column foreign key. That means selected column DEPT number must be indexed and be of a compatible type for a foreign key to be created. That means, so go to the employee table, it is showing like that. Go to the employee table and create one index on DEPT number, and then you can establish primary key and foreign key relationship between employee table and department table. So that go to the employee table and create one index I will tell what is index in detail in later. Okay, so I'm going to create the index now. Go to this again, it is showing this. Okay, so reference employee table. Okay. Wait a minute. Department number. Sorry. Department number index is created. Okay. DEPT number. Reference table. DEPT number. Yeah, see this. So go to the employee table and give some foreign key name and select one table DEPT and select this department number and then select this which is the associated column to the department number. So department number from the child table and click on apply button, finish. Okay, so now the primary foreign key and primary key establishment is completed between employee table and department table. Okay, so what is the use of this primary key and foreign key establishment? Okay, so here see this. In employee table, what are the department numbers? 10, 30 and 20. Only 10, 30 and 20 only available. In department table, 10, 20, 30, 40 are there. Okay, that means whatever the department numbers available in department table that are available in employee table. Okay, so see this. Don't confuse, this is important concept. 10, 20, 30. DEPT table. Ten, 20, 30, 40. Okay. So if you are trying to insert 50 department number in employee table, then it will not allowed to be inserted. Why? Because that DEPT number 50 is not exist in department table. Okay. So let me check. Insert into EMP DPT number values 50. See this field employee number does not have a default value. So this kind of expression, why not null? Okay, not null condition is there. Okay. Now see this, cannot add or update a child row. Why? Because this value 50, department number 50 does not satisfy the condition. So which type of condition? Here department numbers 10, 20, 30, 40 are there in department table, but 50 is not there. Okay, that condition is not matched. Whatever we are inserting the department number into employee table, that must be in department table. That is the condition. Why? Because we have established primary key and foreign key conditions in employee table and department table. Okay, that's why it is not allowed to be inserted into employee table. Okay, so if you want to insert 40, then it will allow. See this, one record will be inserted. What about the remaining columns? Not this. See this. What about the remaining columns? All are nulls. Okay. So if you want to insert department number 60, at the time of inserting also, you will get same error. Okay, it will not allow. So that is the primary key and foreign key. Okay. So did you understand what is primary key and foreign key? If you have any doubts, you ask me. So if you want to delete, no. Okay. I will move to next concept. Auto increment. So auto increment means it is used to generate the serial number. Like go to this employee table. Int AI. See this auto incremental. One auto incremented column. And it must be defined as a key. Okay. Primary key. See this serial number is assigned. So if you insert one more record, then see what will happen. Ename does not have a default value. Ename if we insert one more record, what will happen? Serial number is 2. Okay, so like that, if you insert one more record, serial number will be 3. So it is auto incremented and it must be primary key. Okay, so this is about auto increment. Next one is generated columns. So too many connections, getting confused. So generated column means, so I want to create one column, and that column value, that column will have the values at the time of insertions. So that is generated columns. Okay, so here I am going to add annual salary generated always as salary of, that means whenever I am going to insert the one record into employee table, so anyway I am going to insert salary value also. Okay, so at the time of insertion this formula will work, and then that final value, result value will be inserted into annual salary. Okay, so we'll try with an example. So now see this 1001 into 12, that means we can check also like this 1001 into 12. Okay, so this is generated column. So we can generate the column like this, and we can apply the formula also. This is generated column. Next, querying data. So querying data means, so in select query, so here select star from employee means you will display, it will display all the column names. So if you want to have particular column names, you can give the column name also. So employee number, employee name. If you want these two column names means, if you write these two column names you will get. So if you want to change the column name in select query, that means dynamically. So employee number as employee name. Okay, so you can write like this, but this change is not applied to table. In table column name is EMP number, but in select query we are changing that column names. It is not applied to table level. Okay, so this data set level only these changes will be applied. Okay, so this is about, and if you want to, where it is, yeah, salary like this. If we want to generate another column also, like salary into 5, so this is the formula to calculate the salary for 5 months. So you can give this column name for this expression, so 5 months salary. See this, like that we can calculate some expression, and then we can give some column names. Okay, but this is not the way to give column name. So like that, we can give. Okay, so after writing the procedure in API, people wants to change the column name. Okay, at the time of the changing the column name, so this type of logic we need to write. That means alias names, yes, column names, so whatever they want, after that you can give. Next one is sorting data. select star from EMP. See, so here I want to display the records based on salary in ascending order. So how to display? Order by class we can use salary. So these are the class, select one class, from one class, where, order by. Okay, say this. So we can delete this record. So how to write the delete query? Delete from EMP where department number equal to 40. No, it will not come. See this, 800, 950, 1100, like that we can get. If you want to display the records based on salary descending, that means highest salary will come first. Then if you use DESC. Okay, so no need to use keyword for ascending. If you don't use any keyword after this salary, then it will take ascending. That means by default it comes in ascending order. If you want to have descending, then you can use DESC. That is order by and filtering data. So here I want to have salary which is having 5,000. So salary equal to 5,000. Then you can get only salary. Okay. So here I think all of you know that arithmetic operators. So equal, greater than, okay, logical operators and or. Okay. So this is equal operator. We can use to get only single record. Single record means exact equal. So 5,000. So if you use here 3,000, then immediately you will get 3,000, two records for 3,000. Why? Because in EMP table you are having two records for 3,000. One is here, one is here. Okay. So I want to have records which are having salary greater than 3,000. That time you can give greater than operator. Only one record is available. So I want to have records which are having salary is less than 3,000. You can give. So where condition means it will filter the records in the result set. Select distinct. Distinct means it will duplicate the records. Like, so I want to display the list of department numbers in employee table. Then I can write the query like this. So from this query it will display total number of records, but it will not display total number of columns. It will display department number and then values. But if you use distinct keyword, then observe this, it will eliminate all these are duplicates. Okay, so it will eliminate that duplicate records and returns exact records. So 10, 20, 30. Okay, this is the purpose of distinct. It will eliminate duplicates. For example, department DEPT number and job. Okay, so now I am going to use distinct. See this. Here 30 salesmen, it is coming as 2 times and 3 times also. 30 salesmen 3 times, but see this 30 salesmen is coming as only 1 time. Okay, so that is the purpose of distinct keyword. And so here this query will displace the records which are having salary is less than 3000, but I want the records which are having salary is less than 3000 and job is salesman. So I will write and job equal to salesman. So salary is less than 3000 and job equal to salesman. Okay, so if you put or condition, so what will happen? So salary is less than 3000 and job is salesman. So both conditions, either it will return this, both. So either this it will return based on job equal to salesman. Okay, that is about and or. Next, in. So I want to have records which are having salary equal to 3000 or salary equal to 2000. Both records I want to have. So 2000 is not there. Okay, 800. So like this, salary equal to 3000, salary equal to 800. Okay, suppose I want to have employee records which are having 1600 also, 1600, 1250, 2975, like that I want to have the employee records. So at that time what we will do, salary equal to 50 or salary equal to 2975. Okay, but this is not a good practice. Why? Because so how many values you want, you have to write like this, salary equal to 3000 or salary equal to 800 or salary equal to 1250, like that you have to write. But there is an option we can use in condition. Okay, in operator, not condition, in operator. So in operator, it determines if a value matches any value in a set, like there salary in 3000 comma 800 comma 1250 comma 2975. See this, suppose this salary if I enter 3100, so 3100 is not available. Even though it is not available, it will display the records based on remaining values. Okay, that is in operator. Next, not in. Not in means quietly opposite. So it will displace the records which are not having salary equal to 3000 not having 800, not having 1250, not having 2975, not having 3100. See this. These salary values will not contain these values. Next, like. I want employee details. Sorry, job. So I don't know the job name, or sorry, not job name, employee name. So I don't know the employee name exactly. Okay, but approximately I know, like Allen. Okay, ALL. Put percentage. So it will display the complete employee name. Okay, sometimes we don't know the exact spelling. At that time, it will be useful. Like you can also know what are the employee names starts with A. Okay, so what are the employee names having A? That at that time you need to put percentage at first and last. So between these two percentages, you can enter the words, or you can enter the letters. See this. So which employees are having W? Okay. So like that we can give. So like operator is useful. So limit. So in employee table, I am having 14 records. Okay, but I don't want to display all the records. I want to display only 5 records. So it will display the records. So I am going to give salary column in order by class. So this query returns employee records based on salary in descending order. Okay, so this time I am giving limit. So it will display first 5 records. Okay, so if you want to display last 5 records, and remove. Limit, as it name itself, it limits the number of records. Okay, next is null. Is null means here, see this, commission is null. Okay, so commission is null. So which records are having commission is null. So you can write this query like this, where commission is null. If you write here, see this MGR. So list out the employees whose employees are not having manager. That means which some of the employees are not having managers. So you can list out like this. So this employee does not have manager. This is about is null operator. So all this comes under this filtering data. Next one is functions. So in functions, there are different types of functions: aggregate functions, comparison functions, date functions, string, math, Windows functions. So in among these functions, Windows functions I will tell you later. So remaining functions I will discuss now. Coming to aggregate functions, so here average, count, group concat, maximum, sum. Okay, So first one is average. Average means it returns the average of non-null values. Like see here, 3 department numbers are there. Okay, so I want to know the department number wise count. In this, you need to use group by class department number. So it will group the number of records based on department number. So here I can give alias name. See this, in department number 10, total number of employees are 3. Department number 25, 36. This is count. See this, count. Okay. Next, minimum salary in each department. How to calculate? Min salary in each department. In department number 10, minimum salary is 1300, 20, minimum salary is 800, 30, 950. Okay, so maximum salary is how much? You can write like this also. Salary as count as count. See this, in department number 10, maximum total number of employees is 3, minimum salary 1300, maximum salary 5000, like that 20 and 30. So we can calculate average salary as average salary. So this is the average salary. Okay, and sum of the salary, that means total salary, you can calculate sum of salary as salary. See this is the sum of the salary. Okay, and group underscore concat. So here employee numbers see this number name from see this. So here what are the employee numbers and employee names available for department number 10? I am going to return like this. So group concat. So it will group this all the employee numbers whatever we have mentioned, and I am going to separate this one with hyphen. So first 3 employees are there. So that employee numbers are 7782 hyphen clerk employee name comma. So comma means it will automatically gives comma. So next 7839, this is second employee number, and 7934 third employee number with respect to name King and Miller. If you don't give this, observe this. So it will return like this, employee numbers with comma separator. So if you give whatever you want the column names, then that column names also will be displayed like this. So with whatever you are giving like this hyphen separator, so it is showing like this hyphen before hyphen employee number will be there, after hyphen clerk employee name will be there. Okay, this is about group concat. So group concat means it returns a concatenated string. Okay, so next one is comparison functions. So what are the comparison functions? CoLC function. So CoLC means return the first non-null arguments. Okay, so like EMP. So which one is there? So I'm going to take salary, commission, see this. So I want another column. That column will contain the commission value. If the commission value is null, then it has to display salary value. Like in that case, we need to use CoLC function. So this one, COAL, how to remember this spelling? Col, COAL, escape, ESC, escape keyword name, and E. Okay, here it returns first non-null value. So commission salary. So what it will display means it will check if commission is null, then it will display salary value. If commission is not null, if it will display commission value. See this. So here commission is null, then it will display salary value. Here commission is not null, 300. So it will display 300. It will not go to salary value. Here commission is not null, 500. So it will display 500. Here commission is null, so it will display salary. So CoLC function, it will return first not null value. Okay, first not null value means you can give any number of columns in CoLC function. Okay, so it will give preference employee name. After this, commission and salary both are null, then only it will display employee name, otherwise it will not display employee name. So that is about CoLC. Next, greatest. Select greatest of 10, 20, 30. So it will display large value, and least it will display small value. So you can use in table level also. Greatest. One of the value is null, then it will not consider this column. So here 1600, 300. Greatest column 1600 will be there, and least column. is null commission. See, this is null. So if the argument is null, then it returns 1. Otherwise, it returns 0. See this commission value is null. So that is null function returns 1. If it is not null value 300, so it returns 0 value. So we can use that whether the column has null or not by using is function. Means column has unmuted. Please mute yourself. One is date functions. Select current date. So it will display the current date, present date, and what date. So you can use this one also to get the date. This date. So if you use this date, then you will get timestamp also. You can use now date also now. So you can get timestamp also along with date. Okay. So, but here current, there is a difference between now and sys date. Okay. So what is the difference means? Now gives the date time when the statement will be started. That means suppose if you use now in the procedure, okay, so at the time of the procedure, at the execution time of the procedure, so what will be the time that time will be displayed by using now. Okay, for example, if procedure execution time is some 2021, okay, so it will take 1 minute, then now will return 2021 timestamp only. It will not return current timestamp. Okay, so that is the main difference between sysdate and now. So now gives the date time when the statement or procedure execution started. But sysdate, it gives current date time. So procedure execution start time will be written by now. And date difference. Date difference, okay. Zero 11, sorry, 10. See this date difference. So here arguments are dates. So what is the difference between these two dates? So 10, 1. So that is -1. So if you give here 0, 1, 0, then you will get -9. That means first argument should be higher date, second argument should be lower date. Then only you will get positive value. And day. Select day of 0 to 1, 11, 0, 2. So this is day 2. Okay. Here, suppose if you give 3, that means it will return date. See this. So guess the day, it returns day of the month of a specified date. Next one, date add. Date underscore add. So here syntax is need, what is the time now? 20, 25, 10 seconds, interval. This is the keyword, and I want to add 30 seconds, and here you need to give name. So whether it is 30 means seconds or minutes. So if you give here 20, 25, so here we have given 30 seconds, so we will get 40 seconds. Like that you can give minutes. So minute 55, so 25 plus 30. Okay, so like that you can give hour 2. So here 20, 30 hours means date will be changed. Okay, so like that you can give day. "30 days" means month will be changed. Like that you can give month. So month means year will be changed. So if you give here year, year will be changed. Okay, that is date add. Date subtraction means, so same syntax, subtract. See this 1991. So years, so 2021 minus 30, 1991. Okay, like that you can subtract months, date, and hours, minutes, seconds also. Okay, so similar syntax. And date format. Date format. So for this date format, This is the just like logarithmic tables which we have studied in academic level. So no need to remember all those things. You can search in Google also. So according to specified format, we need to take one of these things. Like let us take one example. So I want to display 20 November 2021 hours. I want to give space, minutes, seconds. First, no need to give space. After that, we will give space. Okay, I want to display the date this format. So how can I display? Date format now, comma. See this date format. First of all, date I want to display. That means 02. So 02 date percentage D. Okay. So put percentage D in quotations. After that, what to do? Hyphen. Okay. So put hyphen. After that, NOV. That means month name I want to display. So month name, see this small b, month name. So percentage B. After that 2021. So year I want to display. So year, yeah, year, that is 4 digit. That means percentage capital Y. Percentage capital Y. After that, small space is there, one space is there, and hours, HH. Hours, where is hour? Yeah, hours, capital H. So capital H is for 24 hours, small h is for 12 hours. So capital H, percentage, capital H. After that, colon is there, and minutes, small I is there, small I. After that, colon, seconds, yeah, seconds. So like that we can display. So if we want to have space between hours and minutes and seconds, then you can give space like this, okay. So according to the front-end developers, they will ask, so date format should be like this, okay. So according to this requirement, you need to format the date format by using these points, okay. Next, day name. So name of a weekday it will display. So day name, select day name of now. So today day name, Tuesday. And day of week, third. Okay, so from Sunday to Saturday, so it will display. So 1, 2, 3. So today is 3. And extract. So it will extract part of a date. So if you want to, so let me tell with example, extract extract from this. If you want to extract day, then you put day. Second, and day, hour. So 20 hour. So according to this, you can display day, microsecond, day, minute, day, seconds, hours, like that you can display. So next, last day. Last day. It is, I think, underscore. Yeah. So last day of this month you can display by using last day. Month, 11th month, and string to date. So string underscore to date. Percentage I, percentage yes. Okay, this one is not good. So I think 11, and now time is 20:36. So 20:36, 30 seconds. What will happen? String to date hours, percentage. So it will convert into a string date time based on the specified form. Hyphen. Yeah. So it will convert this whatever we have given here value, that will convert into hours, minutes, seconds. So this is string to, here we are passing string. So that is converted into date. That means hours. I have given here hours, minutes, seconds. Okay. And next one, time difference. So select time difference. So now time is 20:38 and another time is 20:30. So 8 minutes is the difference, that is time difference. Timestamp difference. So timestamp difference month. Two 2021 11/02 21 11/01. So months I have given. So if I give 08, so -3, that means, so first this one has to be first. So lesser value should be first place, higher value should be second place. So this is about timestamp difference. And week number, so that is displayed by week. So week of today's date is 21/11/02. So this is 44th week. So yearly 52 weeks will be there. This is 44th week. Next, weekday. Weekday. So this is first week. So if you give, sorry, not first week, right? So if you give first date, so in a week, so 01, yesterday is 0. So it starts from 0. And in this week, Monday is the 0. So if you give second, that is first. If you give third, this will be second. Okay. So year 2021. So this is about date functions. Okay. So if you practice all these concepts, then only you come to know which syntax will be used in which cases. So all these based on practice only. Okay. So still string functions are there, math functions are there. If you are okay, I will be continued with string functions and math functions. Otherwise, we will discuss on tomorrow. Shall we discuss now? Okay, we will discuss now. So concatenate means string functions. So concatenate means it will concatenate two or more strings in single string. So the two strings. So we can concatenate this. See this, I am giving space between these two words. So this is concatenation purpose. Next one is insert, INSTR. So INSTR, so it will return the position of the first occurrence of a substring. Asset telematics AS. See this. So AS exists at first one. Okay. So SE exists in this position. So third position. Okay. If you want to have case sensitive, then you can have like binary. Then if you give yes, then it will return 0. So if you remove this, then it will return yes position, second. Okay. If you want to have case sensitive, then you can write binary. And length. So length of the string. 16. Okay, so next, left. Select left of arguments. Here I want to extract two positions of a string in left side. So 2. So I will have yes, two positions only. So if you write 5 means I will get a set. Okay. So similarly, right. It will display 5 characters at the right hand side. Next, lower, upper. So, small letters, capital letters. And left trim, right trim, trim. Select L trim. It will remove left unwanted space from the left side. Right trim, it will remove unwanted spaces from right side. See this. Okay, trim means it will remove unwanted spaces from both sides. Substring, sorry, not substring, replace. Select replace of set telematics. Okay, so here I want I to be replaced with Y. See this. So it gets replaced. So yes to be replaced by Y. And substring. Select substring. So substring purpose means it extracts a substring starting from a position with a specified length. So 1 to 5. So from 1 to 5. And substring index. Substring underscore index So substring underscore index means it returns a substring from a string before a specified number of occurrences of a delimiter. So it has three arguments. One is string, another one is delimiter. So here I am taking yes, and first of all I am taking one value. Okay, so before first occurrence of 1, yes, so what will be the value? A. Before second occurrence of yes, second occurrence means this one, so what will be the value? As. And before third occurrence of yes, what will be the value? This total asset telematic, not yes. Okay, suppose if I give minus, then what will happen? See this. So if I give plus, then it will start searching from left hand side. If I give minus, it starts searching from right hand side. So if I give -1, see this. Why? Because it doesn't display anything. Why? Because last value is yes. Okay. If I give 2, okay, so -2 means, yeah, this one. So if I give -3, so it will display from here. Okay, so this is substring underscore index. So substring underscore index means, so it returns a string from a string before a specified number of occurrences of a delimiter. If it is positive number, then it will start from left hand side. If it is negative number, it will start from right hand side. Next one is find in sets. Find underscore in underscore set. So 10, 20, 10, 30. Says, so find a string within a comma separated list of strings. So it will return the position number. So 10 occurrence in second position of a string. So it will return, but it should be comma separated values only. Next one. Format. So format means format a number with a specific local and rounded to the number of decimals. So let me take one example format of 201.213 comma 0. See this. So if I give 1, what will happen? See this. After point, if you give 1 means after point 1 value it will display. If you give 0 means it will not consider fractional part. That is format. Next one is math functions. Select absolute value. So I am giving ABS absolute of -10 and +10. So what will be the value? So it will ignore negative symbol, minus symbol. So even though if you apply minus symbol, -10, then it will return +10. That is absolute. Seal. So ceil returns the smallest integer value greater than or equal to the input number. So ceil of 10.49, ceil of 10.59. See this. It will display 11. Next, floor. Floor. Same example we will give. Floor. See this. It will take 10 only. It will return 10. So, but if you use ceil, then it will return 11. Next, round. Yeah, mod. We will discuss round after that mod. So here round, so 10.49, that is greater than 0.5. Okay, 4 is greater than 10.49, that is less than 10.5. That's why it will display 10. So 10.59, that is greater than 10.5. Okay, so it will take 11, that is round. Next, truncate. Truncate 0.456 of 2. See this. So here it will display 4, 5 after fractional part, after point. So 2 digits only it will consider. Suppose if 10.567, then 2, then what will happen? 5, 6, 7, 2. So see this here, 7, 7, 6. Okay. So after point, so based on this input argument, so it will display the digits. So this is about truncate and mod. Mod means it returns the remainder of a number. So all of you know that. So mod of, for example, 10, 10,3. So it will store the remainder 9. Okay. So these are the math functions. So Windows functions, so we will discuss in later, I mean after 2-3 sessions only, you can easily understandable in Windows functions. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Yeah, sir, I have one doubt.
Sorry? Yeah.
I have one doubt.
Yeah.
In replace,
Oh.
will you show it one in replace? Why it's taking last S?
Replace.
Yes.
Replace. It is not taking the last S. Wait. Yeah, this is. See this, all yes, it is taking now.
Okay, okay. Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Next.
Ramesh. Murthy here. Hello.
Yeah, tell.
Yeah. Can you please copy that all the queries and send to us? It will be used later.
Queries.
I think almost all the functions you have covered. So many things is there coming in later also.
All the queries are not available. I have deleted also some of the queries. If you want, I will share that queries from tomorrow session onwards.
Yeah. We need to maintain this for all the sessions, I think, and also
Okay.
share that topics,
Yeah.
whatever you have.
These topics.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will need to we'll try to maintain one documentation for all the queries. Easily we can find it.
I think these queries will not be useful for you on today's session. Why? Because most of the queries I have deleted and I have started to write freshly.
Yeah.
Hmm? Okay. Is there anything else?
I think no.